Watching what has happened to Derrick Rose over the years has been heartbreaking for millions of basketball fans who once believed they were witnessing the rise of a future all-time legend. Because at his peak, Rose was not just another NBA superstar but a once-in-a-generation talent whose explosive speed, fearless drives, and unbelievable athleticism made him one of the most exciting players the league had ever seen. When he became the youngest MVP in NBA history with the Chicago Bulls, it felt like the beginning of an era that would dominate basketball for years to come. Yet almost overnight, everything changed in the cruelest way imaginable. The devastating knee injury he suffered during the 2012 playoffs did more than end a season. It completely altered the trajectory of his career and left fans watching a slow and painful battle between greatness and physical limitations. What made the situation even harder to witness was how quickly public perception shifted around him after the injuries began piling up. One moment he was viewed as the future face of the NBA, and the next he was constantly criticized, doubted, and questioned by people who failed to understand how much pain his body was enduring behind the scenes. Rose spent years attempting comeback after comeback, enduring surgeries, rehabilitation, and endless frustration while desperately trying to reclaim even a fraction of the explosiveness that once made him unstoppable. Fans who followed his journey closely could see the emotional toll growing heavier with every setback. Interviews became more emotional, his body language changed, and the joy that once defined his game seemed increasingly difficult to find. Despite all of that, Rose refused to give up, continuing to fight through criticism and physical pain while many people had already written him off completely. One of the saddest parts of his story has been watching how injuries slowly rob him of the style of play that made him special in the first place. The fearless attacks to the basket, impossible acrobatic finishes, an explosive first step that once terrified defenders became harder and harder for him to rely on as his body continued breaking down. Yet even while his athleticism faded, Rose showed remarkable resilience by reinventing parts of his game and proving he still belonged in the league. His emotional 50-point game with the Minnesota Timberwolves became one of the most unforgettable moments in modern basketball because fans saw not only a player scoring points but a man releasing years of pain, frustration, and emotional exhaustion in front of the world. Tears streamed down his face afterward because everyone understood what that moment truly represented. It was the brief return of a superstar many believed had been lost forever. Still, the years following that emotional comeback continued to be difficult as injuries, limited playing time, and uncertainty about his future remained constant realities. Watching Rose move from team to team while dealing with recurring physical issues became painful for fans who remembered how unstoppable he once looked in Chicago. Off the court, he also faced enormous personal pressure from media scrutiny and criticism that followed him throughout his career, adding emotional stress to an already exhausting physical battle. Many supporters believed Derrick Rose never truly received the appreciation he deserved for continuing to fight despite everything his body endured. Instead of quitting, he adapted, survived, and kept chasing the game he loved even after basketball repeatedly punished him. Today, seeing Derrick Rose struggle with the physical aftermath of years of injuries is difficult because fans are constantly reminded of what could have been if his body had held together. For many basketball lovers, his story remains one of the most tragic in NBA history not because he failed, but because everyone saw how incredibly special he truly was before injuries slowly changed everything forever.